body bags were horror lies.
Hello, welcome to Body Bags. My name is James and I'm your Tuesday night reviewer. And this evening I decided to bring you a movie that I hadn't watched for quite a few years. And it got a very deluxe 4K release earlier this year. And it's Alex Proyas's 1994 movie, The Crow. I'm still rocking this pretty old Blu-ray. I think this is maybe one of my first Blu-rays actually that I bought a long time ago. So I hadn't seen this for a long time and I was kind of intrigued. I was wondering how it would hold up over time. So I'm doing trying to see how many movies, Halloween themed movies I can watch during the month of Halloween, October. So I was just trying to do like 31 really. I'm not reviewing them or anything. It's just something I never tend to watch movies in the correct season. Like I can watch a Christmas horror in the summer and vice versa. And I'll watch like Halloween movies in March, all that sort of thing. So I wanted to try and see if I could do like Halloween movies in Halloween. And this is based on Devil's Night, Halloween. So we follow a guy who dies very, very quickly in the movie. The character of Eric Draven, played by Brandon Lee, that was made infamous by a horrific accident in this movie where, of course, he lost his life. Many people know about the accident. So he plays this character of Eric Draven. So he has a girlfriend called Shelley, and basically there's been an eviction notice given to them, and so she's drummed up. Apparently, it's everyone in the building, but she's drummed up a bit of support or something, trying to, and she's like written a letter to complain and something like that. It touches on it very lightly in the movie. Basically, the guy who owns like the apartments owns half the city. It's what's his name? Michael Wincott. So he's got this group of goons basically, and they go and pay her a visit, and basically they're going to teach her a lesson. They get a very horrific one. Basically, they beat her, but then he comes back. And so they end up killing him, they rape her and leave her for dead. And yeah, so the police come and she doesn't make it in the end. And so we fast forward basically a year, and Brandon Lee's character, Eric Draven, is reborn and goes on a mission of revenge. So we have the four guys. I can't remember who they're all called. It's Tintin, Skank, and there's a couple of others. I'm terrible remembering the names, even the character names and stuff like that. But he systematically kind of like picks them off one by one. It's like there's the one guy, Tintin. I think he loves knives. There's another one that's into drugs. So the one who is into knives dies by being stabbed to death multiple times. Guy who's into drugs dies of an overdose. The guy that's into pyrotechnic kind of thing, he dies in an explosive car accident and stuff like that. And it's just building all the way through up to this final meet at the end with Michael Wincott's character. So throughout this, you have this kind of crow, which you see all the time. You keep seeing visions through the crow's eyes and stuff like that. And Brandon Lee's character is linked to this crow. He has all his strength through this crow, kind of is invincible. The bad guys figured that they're this out, and was it Bei Ling, I think, is this half sister of Michael Wincott's character, and she figures it out anyway. So they shoot the crow to kill the crow, so he becomes mortal. Tony Todd is one of the top henchmen. He's in this. I can't remember the policeman's name, but he's an actor that you'd recognise. And basically, yeah, he just builds up to a tale of revenge, basically, and is seeking out his revenge by killing the ones that killed him and his loved one. fairly straightforward kind of story. But the thing with it, Alex Proyas does with this is he just builds this kind of unique world, and it's like kind of this the city that he builds. It's so unique looking, and you can really see how he built on his movie The Crow to develop Dark City, which is the movie he did after this, was kind of like maybe precursor Matrix kind of feel to it. How that is very Matrixy kind of thing, but much less known, I think. I mean, it's not unknown, but it's not as huge as the Matrix, not as good as the Matrix. In my personal opinion, I love the Matrix, but I really do enjoy Dark City. But you can see where he got his kind of his visual cues for that movie in this, and it's kind of. It's a kind of little bit cheesy now, because you get like you kind of watching this, and it's really cool done. It's a cool movie, but like how he's kind of just getting Brandon Lee to look in certain ways, and how he's walking and stuff like that. Some of the lines he says, it's a little cheesy. You can see how people kind of love the character of like Draven and the Crow and people. This is a very, very big cult movie in the 90s. People kind of dressing that kind of style, like the long black raincoat, that sort of thing, and all in black and long hair and stuff like that. It's a cool look. It suits well for the movie. Doesn't suit so well when you're kind of shopping in your local supermarket, but it doesn't really matter. And people want to dress however they want to dress. It literally doesn't matter. Makes no difference. But you can kind of, I'm trying to say, is you can see why people kind of latched onto this character, and it's like a really great adaptation to like how cool he kind of looks. And so this is something that works very well on the big screen. I've not seen the remake. I haven't seen the sequels. I was just not interested in watching the sequels, although I really did enjoy this at the time when I was 14 when this came out. So I saw it when I was 14, 15, and kind of thought, it's amazing and stuff. But yeah, I was never interested in watching the sequels for some reason. But like I said, it's a fairly simplistic story. I like how it's shot. I like how the city's developed. I like how we pan through this city at different times. Obviously, there's a few little bits of CG which are kind of okay for the time of what they've done, but it's kind of built out of necessity, because obviously, like I said, the tragic accident where he actually died, so the few scenes of him jumping around on rooftops and running and stuff like that, but they added afterwards. But overall, it's like a really, really solid movie, really enjoyable, great soundtrack. You got stuff like who's on it, 9 Inch Nails and The Cure and things like that. I remember it being really big, the soundtrack, actually, when it came out. I think there's two versions, like a black and a white version or something like that. I don't really remember. I didn't have it like when I was a teenager. There's only certain songs which I like off it to listen to, but when it's within the album, when it's within the movie, it's a great soundtrack. It kind of fits really well together. And it's like a really nicely put together package, all in all. I don't mean the Blu-ray, although it says collector's edition. I don't know why it says collector's edition. But I think some of the editing is a little choppy at times, and maybe some of the... I'm not trying to bash on the pacing, but sometimes it just lulls just a tiny bit. It's like, you see, maybe the script isn't super strong when it's in those quieter times. But like I said, overall, the package of the movie and what it is, it's like a really enjoyable watch. Will I ever get to the sequels and the remake or the reimagining or whatever it's called, the new one? I have no idea. At the moment, I've got kind of no interest. Even though I've just rewatched this and enjoyed this, I still don't have any real interest to go and watch those movies. Maybe one day, we'll see. But for now, I'll just carry on with my Halloween-themed movies. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I'll catch you next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.